Long ago, a Hebrew named Joseph sat imprisoned in the dungeons of Egypt. Betrayed by his brothers and falsely accused by his master's wife, Joseph had spent 12 bitter years behind bars. Yet even in prison, his wisdom and character made him stand out. God was with him, and everything he did prospered, even in chains. One night, Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, had a troubling dream. He saw 7 fat cows devoured by 7 lean ones, and 7 full ears of grain swallowed by 7 thin withered ears. The magicians and wise men of the realm were summoned to explain the meaning of this strange dream. And when they could not, Pharaoh's wrath was kindled. He ordered every magician in Egypt to be put to death. And that's when Pharaoh's cupbearer remembered Joseph, the young Hebrew who had interpreted his dream 2 years ago, in prison. So he told Pharaoh. And immediately, Joseph was summoned from prison. He shaved his hair, washed himself, and was taken to see the king. And Joseph stood at the bottom of the 70 steps that led up to the throne of Egypt. According to tradition, no man was allowed to climb them, besides Pharaoh, who spoke the 70 languages of the world. And when Pharaoh came down the steps and told Joseph the strange dream, without a struggle, Joseph explained its meaning. 7 years of plenty, and 7 years of famine. And he advised Pharaoh on what to do, such that Egypt would not perish in the famine. And Pharaoh was astounded. "How do I know you're telling the truth?" Pharaoh asked Joseph. And Joseph replied to the king, saying, "Your son shall pass away, and your pregnant wife shall give you another child in his place. This shall be the sign that my interpretation of your dream is true." And just as Joseph had spoken, the prince of Egypt died. And on that same day, Pharaoh's wife delivered another child. And the king of Egypt was amazed. So he met with his counselors, and told them that he was going to elevate Joseph from being a prisoner to the second in command in Egypt. But Pharaoh's counselors advised against it. For according to the Egyptian tradition, no man was allowed to sit on the throne of Egypt, or even rule with Pharaoh, except he could speak all the 70 languages of mankind. So the king of Egypt agreed to test Joseph in this matter. And that very night, the angel of God appeared to Joseph, and taught him all 70 languages, so that by morning he spoke them all fluently. And when he was summoned to stand before Pharaoh that morning, the king spoke to him in each of the languages. And Joseph replied Pharaoh in each of the languages that he had spoken to him. And Pharaoh and his counselors were pleased that Joseph had climbed up the 70 steps, and talked with the king in all the languages of men. And Pharaoh placed his signet ring on Joseph's hand, clothed him in fine linen robes, and placed a gold chain around his neck. And he also gave Joseph his royal chariot, and declared that all Egypt must bow before him. For this was the man ordained by the gods to save Egypt. And he gave him fields, and vineyards, and talents of gold and precious stones. And Joseph was named the revealer of secrets, and was also given the daughter of an Egyptian priest as his wife. And he built himself a magnificent palace, and inside it a throne of gold and silver, covered with precious stones. And from there he ruled as king over the whole land of Egypt.